You need to go downtown and get a special check. Could you be so kind and open us up for a word of prayer, Deaconess Ruffin?
Heavenly Father, we come to you today with thanksgiving, with praise and remorse, Father God. We thank you on this morning that you woke us up. And for those who haven't been woken up this morning, we pray for those families and that person who has come home to you, Father God. Father God, we just ask that we welcome you into this place. We welcome you and the Holy Spirit, and as well as your Son, into our homes and in our bodies, Father God. Work those things out within us, Father God, on this day. Work within our homes, our children, Father God, our communities, the government, Father God. We just need you right now, Father. Heal our hearts, heal our minds, heal our souls, Father God. We just love you, Father God. Father God, give us strength, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to get through this Sunday school class and get a better understanding of your word. Whoever needs this word as well as I do, Father God, let it reach them and give them a better understanding. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. God will give you instruction that intense prayer. And I know some people asked the young man here, not in here, he was brought a service. They asked him to open up with a word of prayer. He said, no, I'm all right. So, okay. I didn't know prayer hurts. Prayer helps. Okay. I just, now we're coming today from St. Luke. Y'all forgive me for giving, but that's how we had it. Some stuff you see do make you laugh. I'm telling you, church folks. Amen.
Amen.
Today we're coming from St. Luke, chapter number 7. You had your verses right.
6 and 10, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And St. Luke, we're dealing with, first we're going to read to you the sermon, so you can get an understanding. You never want to confuse God's people. And you have to have studied, prayed, and even fast. It's okay to fast when you study the Sunday school lesson. That brings enlightenment or a revelation. And we must study the Word of God. Amen. While Jesus' miracles were prominent in Luke's records of Galilee ministry, the main focus in the gospel is on Jesus' teaching and parables during his extended ministry on the way to Jerusalem. This section promises the greatest block of material unique to Luke's and includes many well-known stories and parables such as the Good Samaritan, the lost son, and the rich ruler, the rich man, and Lazarus. The pivotal verses, chapter 19, verse 51, and the key verses, 19 and verse 10 of the gospel, occurs at the beginning and towards the end of this special Lucan material. And that's why we're dealing with this lesson on today. Luke chapter number 7. 7 is the number of completion. And verses 1 through, what was it again? 1 through 10, right?
Yeah.
1 through 10. Yeah, 1 through 10. The centurion's servant healed. And it says here, now when he had ended all these sayings, and in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum. Capernaum is not too far from Galilee, where Jesus did teach, and only in the New Testament. That's the only time you hear of Capernaum. And a certain centurion servant who was dear unto him was sick and ready to die. A centurion is an ancient Roman army. He's an army man, a man of war, a fighting man. And he was on his dying bed. This is what happened. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching, meaning to beg him that he would come and heal his servant. And when Jesus came to, it says here, and when they came to Jesus, they besought him, and instantly saying that he was worthy of whom he should do this. For he loveth our nation, and he had built us a synagogue. And this centurion, back in that day, sometimes they were not mostly visited or liked or looked upon, because they were men of war. But they besought Jesus because they heard that Jesus was not only passing by, but that he was coming forth with signs and wonders and miracles. They heard about his teachings. They heard about what he was doing. In the ministry, Jesus came to heal the sick, raise the dead. He healed the woman with the issue of blood. The woman who was bent over for 18 years. The man who came over the rooftop was even healed. And even the boy that had demons in him was cast out and made healed. God healed him from those wounds and scars. I'm going to read all the way down. And it says here, then Jesus went and with him, and when he seen not, okay, but I'm going to read it just in case. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to take over sister's and then Jesus went them, and he seen how not far from the house the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou should enter into my roof. Wherefore, neither thought myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and the servant shall be healed. For I am a man sent under authority, having me under soldiers, and I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and another, Come, and he cometh, and to one servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And this is still talking about the centurion, a commander of the century, who's now dying. But when you hear about Jesus Christ, you hear about many miracles coming through him, which we call in the church a deliverance ministry. A ministry of deliverance, a ministry of healing, a ministry of when you become healed, you never be sick again. This goes beyond doctors, and this is Luke, the physician, one of the apostles and disciples, writing about Jesus and his ministry as it goes forth and proceeds. But in the same text, if you study, he's also encouraging the young churches in that day to about the teachings of Jesus. And we got to remember this, Luke sat up under the teachings so he would know. The parables mean symbols and synoptic. The gospel, meaning it is simplicity. It is a very simple teaching where which a child can understand the word of God. You got people, now I ain't trying to be funny and I ain't ripping. Somebody told me this at church some years ago, one of the mothers, you think people seasoned and mature. She had the nerve to ask the pastor, where's the book of Genesis? And I just said, you know what, see, I would have been crazy right on the spot. She couldn't find Genesis and been in church almost 20 years. That lets you know she was studying the word. But this centurion had what? Faith. He sent for Jesus. When people hear about your ministry going up and going higher, they're going to send for you. I have gotten many inboxes, she can tell you, where people have said, Pastor Newman, could you come to the funeral? I'm not even doing the eulogy. But they wanted me to come and say a few words People don't understand that calling is serious. When people call you and ask you to come and say a few words, that's an honor. And it doesn't mean that you become arrogant, that means you become more humble. God trusts you, God trusts the people to call you, and God's trust is that you're going to be a servant when you walk in that service. What am I saying? The centurion wanted to be healed, and he had faith enough to send his leaders to Jesus. And that's going to go to the first slide, because I'm not going to hit into the text that she has to teach or expound. But yeah, and back then they were not very welcome, they were not good men at all. They were very hardcore. But Jesus, in his compassion, he went because he was asked for. And when you ask for it, you have to go. Now last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was asked to go to the hospital and visit somebody who had pancreatic cancer. And I really don't like going to the hospital, but as a man of God, I have to go. And you have to go. And this person had cancer. And I was scheduled out. We got a haircut, and the hospital was right down the street. Anybody else would have got on the bus and went home. But I knew this person. And they know me. I'm going. You say, Pastor, would you go do this, that, and the other? I'm going. She'll tell you. Am I telling the truth, Pastor?
Yes, you are.
You got me. The pastor, would you want me to pick up this kid? Because I can't make it. Guess what Pastor would do? I'm going right from here, and I'm going to pick up that kid, drop out the window, and come back over. She'll tell you. Yeah. That don't bother me. You got to, if you're going to be used of God, you got to humble yourself.
Okay.
You got to humble yourself. What am I saying? Jesus humbled himself. And the centurion had faith to believe that the Lord was going to heal him. And in my Bible, it doesn't have a lot of e-clause or a lot of verses under this. So you're going to hear us go back and forth on today. It's a good lesson. But it's not a lot of, it's a chapter and it's verses, but not a lot of notes.
Yeah.
It's very little. So that's why you have to really study and really understand what you're reading. But he did have faith. The centurion had faith. He had a lot of faith that the Lord was coming to heal him. And he believed that God, Jesus Christ, had a ministry of healing. What did Jesus say in the book of John? He said, I come not to do my own will, but the will of the Father that has sent me. So when you go out on these assignments praying for the sick, that's not your assignment. That's the will of the Father in you, doing that will through you as a servant. No one else can do it. We got thousands of preachers here in Buffalo. If you even asked to do a conference, that's a privilege. People don't understand that. You got thousands of preachers here in Buffalo. You're not called to everybody's platform. And every door is not always from God. Some people just want to use you. You know what I'm telling you? People will put you up there and they'll snatch you down.
You're not always called to speak into everybody's life, either.
That's right. And every door ain't from the Lord. Some people just want to put you on display and then they're going to tear you down. Watch out, some of these preachers, they try to blackball you too. Tell people you ain't nothing. No, that ain't nothing. I heard one man make a statement, he didn't even know I was listening. The Lord don't always talk to him. I heard it come out of his mouth. I'm looking at the man. He didn't even see me. I said, okay. And everybody in the church ain't from God either. Watch that. It's the truth. Everybody that come to church with white garments don't mean they from heaven. Some people just want to destroy it and sabotage it. Yeah, sabotage us. Now Matthew chapter 11, verse number 12. And it says here, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence taken by force. That's dealing with warfare. That's dealing with warfare. it's dealing with the kingdom of God. And what did Jesus come talking about? Jesus came talking about the kingdom that was at hand. Matthew speaks about also, seek ye first, Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. So while the servant or centurion was seeking Jesus, all these other things will be added unto him. Deliverance, healing, faith, those are pieces and symbols added to what? The kingdom of God. The very kingdom of God. So Jesus came to do the will of the Father. And the Lord was calling him to do a greater work. So no, this lesson is a simple lesson. A very clear lesson, but the centurion was still healed. Because God, Jesus Christ, was sent to go to him. You see something else here. That's pretty much it.
The centurion wasn't even, Jesus wasn't even at the centurion's house when he was healed.
That's right.
Because the servant of the centurion was sent to Jesus. And as it explains in my notes, if we don't mind, that the soldier, because the centurion had so much faith and so much authority over his soldiers, that his faith was so strong in God, and he knew that Jesus didn't have to be in his presence physically at that time to be healed. That he sent his servants, soldiers out, and was showing his soldiers and at that time with the village or the townspeople that if you only have faith in God, you see the miracles that comes along with it. And you just gotta have faith. You just can't teeter-totter. Don't play with God. You can't play with God. And that's a, I don't know, that's a wonderful thing to do. To have faith and know that you can be healed if you just believe. You must believe. And then you can't get healed and just, okay, I'm healed now, and then go back into the world and start doing what you used to do before you got healed. Because that could be taken right back from you. You just gotta have faith. Faith. That's what's in my heart when I was reading and studying this. It was more about, having faith. You must have faith in everything that you do. Stop saying you can't. I get Bible verses sent to me every day of the week, and everything that Bible verses that came to me, it was all about stop saying you can't do this. Stop saying you can't, and start doing it. So it's all about faith. And how much faith you keep reading your word and believing in what you can do and what you can have it. That God said not, ask and you shall receive. You can't keep going to him and saying, well, I want a brand new car, or I want a new house, or I want money. No. Just, little things, just have a conversation with him. I was, having the faith just to sit down. Can't remember where in the Bible it says, it comes to me. When you sit down and talk to God, because he's your father, like you would sit normally with your father and have a daddy. This is what's going on. Have a conversation like you was having a talk with your physical father. Dad, today is a bad day. Sit down in your secret place with God and talk to him like that. He hears you. He already knows. And that's what I do. When I have a bad day, I sit down and I go in my room and I cry. Bad. You know, I'm not feeling good. You know, what should I do? And just that sometimes you just gotta shut your mouth. And I always believe that when God, this is just me, God talks to me the way I talk to him.
It's true.
That's how I know God talks to me. He's not going to sit down and talk to me, though thou this, because I'm not going to understand it. He talks to me in a way that I will understand it. So, you know, sometimes you just got to be quiet, be still, and just listen. Sometimes he'll give you something to listen to a song. You may be somewhere and you keep hearing the song, or you may think of a song that it won't go, you know, it's that faith. If you have that faith, it may be a song in your head and you like, I keep hearing the song and it won't leave. That's God.
God ministering to you. Yep.
Listen to it. It's something there. It might be something that you asked for or you need to hear. Go, just take a minute or two and listen. Just listen to it. It's that faith. You know, you gotta have that faith, and this is what the centurion had, and that's why he was healed. That's how I look at it.
There are several incidents or several stories that was told to me that did happen. It was like a centurion. What he was a servant, he was also, I'm looking at the lesson, he was paralyzed, terribly tormented by a disease called ulcer. He was paralyzed. One friend of mine, he's a bishop, and he was going to visit the sick. That's one thing you ministers have to remember. There's days when God will have you scheduled to go pray for the sick. Probably sometimes God will have you out 2 or 3 days out of the week. Ministry is not what you think it is. And so he said he went to go pray for the people. And the Lord, he was fasting. His man is still living right now today. And he walked in the room, and the Lord said, don't pray for her. He said, Father, what? He said, don't pray for her. She rejected me years ago. And he said, as soon as he walked in, he was walking backwards. And the lady said, come back, come back. He said, no. The Lord told me not to pray for you. They said that woman screamed in tears. She said it was like she was screaming, but she had other voices in her. She had other voices in her, like she had many voices. And he said he backed out the room, and he didn't run. And he said, one lady said, I know what that is. She said she's demonically possessed. And the Lord told that man not to pray for that woman. Because she had rejected the Lord years ago when he was trying to save her. That's something. Whoa, that's something. One lady just told me recently, she was telling me some of her stories and her experiences. She went to Ruffin to pray for her. And she said for 2 weeks she couldn't rest. She wouldn't be praying. And I would bring a lady with her. She's a prophet as well. And the Lord told her what day to go, told her to fast, and she went straight to the room and walked on the lady's side of the bed. She said, I've been waiting for you. She said, I told the Lord, if you send so and so and so, I'll be healed. But she was a lady ministry. And she had something in her chest. They said the Spirit of God went down from her belly all the way to her neck. They said that woman jumped out that bed and ran around the whole hospital. God healed her instantly. When she finally came back, she said, I told the Lord to send you because I knew my healing was going to come from you. Wow. Is that something? This happened right here in the city of Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
You think Buffalo's dead and got a dead weight, but you also, Buffalo got a lot of gifted people in this city who have been deeply persecuted, tore down, blackballed. Let me tell you something. You're going to give an account for blackballing God's people, and God's servants, and shepherds and shepherdess. You got a lot of gifting. Buffalo's a very gifted city, but heavy in warfare. very careful how you treat people in the gifts. The gifts are for what? The body of Christ. Verse 2 says in this verse, and when he heard Jesus was sent unto him by the elders of the Jews, begging of him he would come and heal his servant. The phrase, when he heard of Jesus, indicates that the centurion had heard about Jesus' ministry, I said earlier, including miracles. He had heard of the performance of those in Luke chapter number 4. We're going to have to turn to it. Verse 31 to 44, and Luke chapter 5, verse 12, 16. Hearing about even eyewitnesses, some of Jesus' miracles seem to have been caused the centurion to believe that Jesus was the Son of God, or at the very least a prophet. Luke went to say that the centurion sent unto him Jesus, the elders of the Jews, beseeching of him, he would come and heal the servant. And it says here, we also have a unique situation. There was normal astronomy between the Jews and the Gentiles. However, instead of the unusual hatred between the two, there was conflict, especially the Roman soldiers. I told you, he was a Roman centurion soldier. A Roman soldier. There was high degree of respect between the most of them. These Jewish elders came to sincerely and earnestly beg for Jesus' help on behalf of the centurion though. So they respected him in spite of the flaws between the Jews and the Gentiles. But they still had a respect, because Jesus himself is a Jew, a black Jew at that. We describe him in Revelation chapter 1, a man sitting on the throne with white woolly hair, burnt brass skin. That's a black man. And we've been hearing this for years. And we're not being racist. We don't play that prejudice stuff. We don't teach that. I don't play with the things of God. Amen. Jews call Jesus a rabbi because he's a teacher. He is also a profound teacher. Amen? The Jewish leaders made intercessions request of the centurion. And who is the intercessor? Jesus Christ is the intercessor. He intercedes not just for his own, for Jews and for Gentiles. And the Bible says he reigns on the just, well as the unjust. The one that don't know Christ will keep denying him, but Jesus still reigns for him. Yeah, you have to be mindful. Nobody got your back better than the Lord. I don't care what you say. The Lord got your back. Man will tell you they have your back. But Jesus Christ has your back. And guess who made your back? God the Father. So if God the Father made your back, why wouldn't he have your back?
Right.
And verse number 4 says here, and the verse says, when they, just remember this too, when you're teaching a lesson, every verse doesn't have notes. You go by the notes that what you see. Every verse is not explanatory. Some verses are, and sometimes you won't see any. But you study the history of the text, you'll get the lesson. The verse says here, when the elders came to besought Jesus, him instantly, saying that he was worthy of whom he should do this. Once the messengers reached Jesus, they besought him instantly, meaning that they wasted no time presenting the centurion request to him. The Greek word means besought, which means to come near in order to implore. The word implore in English means to beg and plead, humbly and earnestly for someone to do something. Therefore, the Jewish leaders were begging and urging Jesus to answer their request. The reason the Jews' messenger gave Jesus for answering their request on behalf of the centurion was because he, the centurion, was worthy for whom he should do this. In other words, if any Gentile was qualified to receive such a favor, surely the centurion was. The centurion demonstrated his own humility by following the words of King Solomon. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. Proverbs 27 and verse 2. verse, now you got verse 6 and what?
6 to 10.
And I'm going to do number 5. And I'm glad I got this cell phone. See, I used to hate cell phones. But this cell phone have notes on the lesson. Ain't that a beautiful feeling? Okay, now. As I says here, this verse continues, Deaconess be practicing because I am very common. And it says here, He loved our nation and have built us a synagogue. Here the Jewish elders expand on their previous statements by stating why Jesus should grant the centurion's request. To heal his servants, they said, for loving our nation, which few Gentiles did. The centurion thought he was a Gentile, was more than just a hearty well-wisher to the Jewish nations and their religion. He genuinely loved the Jewish people, and they told Jesus that the centurion love was demonstrated in that he had built us a synagogue. So the centurion had love, he built a synagogue. Wow. So he felt that in his humbling and his humility, that he had the right to give and build, and in the same breath, be restored. So what he put out there, he knew God found favor with that. When you give to the poor, you lend to the Lord. That's in Proverbs. Whatever a man soweth, he shall also reap. If you plant goodness all the time, goodness should be coming overpouring to you. If you're around here planting bad seeds, which you already know, that stuff is coming back on you. It ain't got nothing to always do with karma. It's how you live it. If you're around here sowing discord among the saints, discord gonna come back to you. You have to be very, very careful with how we treat people. But look what's coming back to the centurion. He built a synagogue. Now the Lord is getting ready to heal him. Make sure your hands, the psalmist said, who shall descend upon this holy hill? A man with clean hands and a pure heart. And that's how God wants us to be. With clean hands and a pure heart. Amen? So this is what we're dealing with, still the centurion. In Capernaum, and the good deeds of what this servant has done. So when I'm finished, she may take over here. She was fine. I think she has some more to say about the message. No?
I think I did, but it just left.
Sometimes you go there. I don't say
It was there, but it's gone now.
But Jesus heard his prayer. And the man had faith. And that's something we need to build up in as believers. We got to have faith in the Lord. And not in this, not in gifts, not flesh, but have faith in the Lord. Hebrews 10 and 38 says, the just shall live by faith. God wants us to live by faith. And not by what we see. And God has given each and every one of us mustard seed faith to believe.
Some of the things, how can I put it? By having that mustard seed faith, a lot of us, including me, I'll be the first one to raise my hand, when things in our life go wrong or not our way, we tend to hold on to them. And I'm learning a lot now by getting whoopings through God of not letting go. And what God has been speaking to me about, how he speaks to me is, he always tells me whatever situation I go through, and let go and let God will always come to my head, and he'll say, didn't I tell you the battle is already won? You have that mustard seed faith. You have to let go of whatever the problem is. If you let go of that problem, it's already written in the book. We already have the victory. We already have the victory because God has fought and his son gave up his life for us. So we gotta stop playing that we have faith. No, take that faith and run with it. Run with it. Let go of them problems. We hold on and we run with our problems and make big deals out of it, when we should be coming together as a community, as a family, as a unit, as a world, as whatever the situation is. Come together and it'll be a better place or a better situation. We already won. You can't let I don't even know how to word it, the darkness, the evilness, or whatever you want to call it, win, or let them think that they won over our lives, just give your problems to God. Is the simplest way I can put it. It's so hard for me to explain what I mean sometimes, but just take that time and give it to God and let it go. You already won the battle. If you're looking for a job, say to yourself, that's my position already. I ain't worried about it. That's my position. If you didn't get that position, that's because God has something better in store for you. Mm-hmm. So take that faith and run with it.
Mm-hmm. He wants to walk by faith and really believe. Now, we say all that, but oftentimes we really don't believe.
Right.
I heard somebody say, why pray and work? That's what the centurion, he did not pray first.
And you both at the same time.
Yeah. And when you pray, faith and doubt don't mix. Just like oil and water don't mix. God really wants you to believe him. It's like I'm believing God for something. One of them did come to pass. And I'm believing God for something else. I was touching myself. I said, God, thank you for my new sofa. Walking around, I was thanking God for my new sofa. I said, you can't tell everybody what you're believing God for. You cannot. I said, Pastor, no, thank God for my new sofa. I even told the Lord the other day, thank you for the new residence. Moving. It's almost that time. People don't understand it. I heard what was we'll talk about that later, but last meeting, talking about all that. People don't listen. I told them, what was that, a couple months ago? They listen right here. I said, I see a closing, I shut down. I said, now you watch what you do. They said the last meeting. Something simple about that. When God speaks words, he don't speak again. But God wants us to not get hooked on things, but really hooked into him. And be true servants and really walk in the word. When we'll be a teacher Sunday school, we are applying not the word just to the people who are listening, but we are applying the word to ourselves. You just don't quote the scripture. You ain't got to walk around here talking about I'm powerhouse and I'm an evangelist. You know, go somewhere and sit down somewhere with that nonsense. I'm powerful in God. Yeah, but your character don't show something else. You got bad character. Bad character. God wants your character and your gifts and your calling to be aligned with the word. So we talked about today about the centurion, and that's what we're closing out with, the centurion. He believed, he was healed, he was delivered, he was set free, and God did what he was supposed to do in his life. And that's what God wants to do in all of our lives. Will the doctor give up on you and say, we can't do nothing for you? Here comes Jesus. He healed many. He healed the demonic boy. He healed the woman that was been on for 18 years. He healed the woman who had the issue of blood, who she just kept bleeding. And that's a blood disease. Not too far from shingles, if I'm not mistaken. It's like shingles or something. And but the Lord, she heard about Jesus passing by. And her faith made her whole. Not just her belief, but her faith was in Jesus Christ. God wants to make all of us whole. We still got things in our lives that cause us to be crippled, dismayed, discouraged, still overcoming a lot, still letting go a lot. But just like Jesus healed the centurion, He wants to heal you. Another story we posted this lady Sunday, she was at a service and she was preaching and prophesying. She told one of the mothers, I need to pray for you. The lady snatched away from her. No, I don't want you praying for me. Oh. The Lord said, that's all right. She'll need you one day. Let me tell you something else too. When people deny you and push you away, them same people are going to need you one day. So one day the lady was going shopping. That's when M&A's and all of them was open on Main Street. That's when you can park downtown. And she heard the lady call her. She said, Miss. She turned around and she said, oh, you. She said, please come here. And she was breathing like that. Please come here, I need your help. She said, what's wrong? She said, I'm sick and I'm dying. And the Lord spoke to her and said, remember the lady denied you about 2 years ago? She said, that's the woman I told you to pray for. She touched her chest and prayed in the power of God. The lady sat up in the car and screamed to the top of her lungs. God healed her instantly. The people that dog you and tear you down will be the very people who need you at the end of the day. The same people that's they made fun of Jesus, called him King of the Jews. Called him a prophet. He was more than just a prophet. He was our Savior. First of all, he's a Savior. And what did Jesus say again before he died? He said, Father, forgive those, for they know not what they do. The same way they did Jesus, they're going to do you. Be careful how you treat people. Because those same people you're going to meet again. Like somebody tried to check me yesterday. I said, okay. I didn't go into detail. I just said, okay. You think you climb the ladder of success. Just like the same way you climbed it, it's the same way you can go back down that same ladder. You're becoming very arrogant. People are something else. One minute they say I listen to people, they tell me they're a Christian. I don't even judge, I just listen. I said, okay. Went over here now, tell me how much a Christian is. Yeah, you need to pray for the people who are minister to them. I said, I pray and minister every Sunday and Thursday, and even when I get a chance outside. I said, first of all, you're not my pastor. My pastor needs me to do those things. And but the God that I serve leads me to do those things. You stay in your vein and I stay in mine. Pastor, I'm just trying to say, I said, I hear you. Your head already shaped like a poker. We never go into details. Oh. I don't play with snakes. Deaconess Ruffin is so funny. But it's the truth. Don't come tell me how to do the ministry. The ministry is writing the word. You go fasting, praying, seeking the face of God, and you minister to the sinner. And if the sinner rejects the word, you do what Jesus did. Shake the dust off your feet and you keep going. We talk about the centurion still. But there's a lot that goes into that message. Do that which God decides to do and get past people. Lip service went past all the people. And Jesus did what? He was healed. Amen? So be blessed on today. We're going to be ready for service. And we'll see you in a few minutes for Sunday service. I'm Pastor of Prophetic Voice, Randy G. Newman of Prophetic Fire and Word Ministries. And God bless you all.